Hey guys, what's up? It's Toxic Kid, and today I didn't know what to make a video on, so I was like, hey, why not do the 27 Club or the Curse of 27? And if you don't know what that is, there's like a bunch of musicians who died at the age of 27, and it's known as the Curse of 27 or the 27 Club because there were so many of them. The first member of the 27 Club was named Robert Leroy Johnson. He was a blues singer. He was born in 1911 and died in 1938. If you watch Supernatural and you remember the Crossroads Demon episode, it was in like the blues and the hellhounds were chasing the blues singer. It was about this guy. And he died from poisoning from a whiskey bottle. They think he was poisoned, like murdered poison, but they don't know. Next is Louis Brian Hopkins Jones, or known as Brian Jones, and he was like the first leader of the Rolling Stones. He was born in 1942, died in 1969, and he was found face down in his swimming pool after getting kicked out of the band for arriving drunk to a show, and he overdosed. Next is Jimi Hendrix. Doesn't need an intro, you should know who he is. He was born in 1942 and died in 1970. He overdosed on sleeping pills. The average dose to just help you like go to sleep was like half a tablet, and he took 9, so like that was a lot, and yeah, I cried. Next is Janis Joplin. Also, you should know who she is. She died in 1970, born in 1943. It was a heroin and alcohol poisoning overdose, like everything mixed together killed her. And then Jim Morrison, you know who he is. 1943 to 1971, and he died from cardiac arrest. That's what they ruled it as. Next is Pamela Courson, I think that's how you pronounce it. She was known as Jim's common law wife, so like, if you don't know what a common law wife is, that is like if you've been together and lived with someone for 5 to 7 years, I think it is, you're technically married and it's a common law marriage. And she was 27 when she died in 1974 from a heroin overdose. Next person is Linda Jones. She was a soul singer from like popular in the 1950s and 60s, I think, or the 1960s. No, it was the 1960s. She was born in 1944, died in 1972, and she died from diabetes. Next person was Jesse Belvin. He was a pianist and a R&B singer. He died in 1960, was born in 1932, and the way he died was he was in the car with his wife and they got into a fatal car accident. Next was Alan Blind Owl Wilson of Canned Heat, and he OD'd, like most of the people on this list. He was born in 1943, died in 1970. Next person is Arlester Dyke Christian. He was an R&B singer, and he died in 1971. I'm not sure, I couldn't find like the cause of death on him. Next is Donald Pigpen McKern and the Grateful Dead. He died from a gastrointestinal hemorrhage, which was caused by heavy alcohol use. His lifespan was 1945 to 1973. Next person is Roger Lee Durham from the Bloodstone Band. He died in 1973 from injuries sustained from falling off a horse. That's like the worst way to go out. Yeah, I fell off a horse and now I'm dead. Next is Wallace Yawn. He was the trombonist, I believe, from the Chase Band. He died in 1974 in a plane crash. Then Dave Alexander from the Stooges. He had a pulmonary edema caused by alcoholism. alcoholism, and he died in 1975. Next person is Gary Thane from Uriah Heep. He died in 1975 as well from electric shock. Next, these people aren't as popular. A few of them are really, really popular, but not as popular as the beginning. The next one is Cecilia. I'm not sure how she died. She was a Spanish singer. She died in 1976. Next is Helmut Kohlin from the German band Traumrat. I think that's how you pronounce it. He died in 1977 from carbon monoxide poisoning from sitting in his garage, and he died from the fumes because he committed suicide. And then the next one was Jacob Miller. He was a reggae singer. He died in 1980 from a fatal car accident. Then the next one we have is Pete Louis Vincent de Freitas. He was a musician, and he died in a motorcycle accident in 1989. Then Mia Zapata, I don't know how to pronounce it, but she was from a Seattle-based band called The Grits. She was actually murdered. She was in Capitol Hill, and she was raped and then beaten to death in 1993. Next is Kirsten Marie Paff from Hole, and she died in 1994 from an accidental death, but they were found with syringes and substances, but they ruled it out as an accidental death. Next is Randy or Stretch Walker, who was a rapper from the 90s. He was friends with Tupac and did a lot of collabs with him and stuff. He died in 1995 because he was shot 3 times in the back. Then the one I feel is the saddest because I'm kind of obsessed with him was Kurt Cobain. He was born February 20th, 1967 and died April 5th, 1994. He died from suicide. If you didn't know that, he shot himself in the upper attic area above his garage in his Seattle home. Next is Lily Tembo. She was a radio personality, a journalist, and everything. She died in 2009 from severe gastritis. I think that's how you pronounce it. But her death was sudden, and no one expected it, and it was really sad to a lot of people. Next is Freaky Tah. He was like an MC hype man, and he died in 1999, the same as Stretch Walker, as he was shot 3 times. Next is Richie Edwards. He was from the Manic Street Preachers, and he died in 1993 from jumping off a bridge. Next is Fat Pat. He was also shot 3 times. He was a rapper. He died in 1998, and I guess the way to kill a rapper in the 90s was shoot him 3 times. And then the final person on the Curse of the 27, not the final person, but the most recent, is Amy Winehouse. And if you don't know who she is, she's a singer. She was really heavy into drugs and alcohol. She recently died in 2011, and that was from a drug overdose mixed with alcohol poisoning. But yeah, so I hope I informed you on what the 27 Club was, or the Curse of 27. But yeah, so if you know anyone that I missed out that belongs in the club, leave their name down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I actually had a lot of fun making this video. Not a lot of fun because they died, but this kind of stuff interests me. If you've watched my previous videos, you already know that. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Bye guys.